you will really struggle to have moral authority if you don't know where you're going. So moral authority has got something to do with direction, purpose in life. Where are you going? And therefore, if a father wants to live with moral authority, he needs to know that. So if a child would ask him, Dad, what is life all about? And where are you going? What do you intend to do in life? Then the father needs to have the answers for that. We already said that moral authority has got to do something with clarity of distilled wisdom, key principles, and to live this with conviction. But moral authority also has to do with clarity of purpose. Obviously, there is a primary purpose in life. And firstly, you've got to understand your primary purpose in life. Primary purpose for me as a Christian is, I follow Jesus as Jesus is on the mission of God. And therefore, firstly, I have to train my children to understand life as such. Life is about God on a mission. So if my child, 6 years old, 7 years old, would ask me, Dad, what is life all about? The answer is clear, crisp, and easy. My child, life is not about me. Life is not about you. I always add that because we live in a culture where it says life is about you. And you've got to get away from that. No, life is not about you. Life is not about me. Life is about God. God created life, the beginning and the end. Life is about God, and God is on a mission with intended purposes. And therefore, if we want to understand life, we got to follow God on His mission. And Jesus is the perfect one to tell us how to follow God on His mission. Primary calling, follow God on His mission. Life is about God on a mission. Secondary calling is in this mission of God, I got to discover my unique assignment. What did God want me to do in His mission? Oh, and it is beautiful if you discover this in life, not only for yourself, but for your wife and for each of your children, so that you can see the unique contribution that each would want to make in this mission of God. So, secondary purpose, therefore, is discovering my unique assignment from God. How do we do that? It's not so difficult. There are three things that we must align with each other in discovering this. The first thing is you have to know who God is, because it is Him that determines your purpose or your destiny. It's Him that gives you calling in life. You don't call yourself, God calls you. So who is this God calling me? Understanding His mind, understanding His ways is very, very important. Secondly, what does this God want to do in a specific context? My context is Africa and South Africa. So I have to decide or understand what God's intention is for Africa and South Africa. His main purposes for South Africa and Africa. And then after that, understanding the needs of my context, the challenges, the opportunities of my context, and what God really wants to do in context. Then the third question is, what does He want to do in context through me? What is the unique contribution He wants me to make in context to establish heaven on earth? And for that, I go into my own uniqueness of gifts and skills and interests and all the things that really draw my passion. What do I have passions for? And things like that. And if I align these three, God in context through my uniqueness, then where these three overlap, this is where I find my secondary purpose or my calling in life. A father needs to define this crisply into a life mission statement. He has to facilitate, help his wife to write it as well, and each of the children as well, because then he will come and support and empower them towards this unique calling that God has on their lives. Clarity comes when you have clarity on direction, clarity on purpose or calling. I use the words alternatively. Clarity on purpose or calling, because then I can say to everyone around me, I know where I'm going, and you can know where you can go, and you can know your unique contribution. And that gives you solid understanding of what God intended you to do. There is nothing as beautiful as to know I'm in the center of what God intended me to do. Someone that knows this has moral authority.